Hello everyone, this is Akhier, and I'm doing another review for the 7-day roguelike challenge of 2014. This one will be on Airship Dragoon Rogue. It says it's an isometric procedural generated open world roaming brawler permadeath. We're using the character models from my indie game Airship Dragoon, hence the title, made by Steve Yorkshire. And we'll see how well this works. Let's move that out of the way, and this is the README. It's not really much of a README. It's just telling you where to get and stuff, but it's probably useful to have nonetheless. And here's all the actual stuff. I think this opens up relatively big. Oop. Right. Okay, yeah, sure. Allow it. Don't isolate it. I thought I already opened it up. There, whatever. Okay, so the screen's a little bigger. Instructions. Velocity to move, 8-way movement. It has gamepad support, which I do not have one of, so I can't do it. Toggle kung fu or weapons. Left control is stealth mode. Space is light attack. Right shift is heavy attack. Tab is toggle zoom. Okay, that's good to know. M is map, and escape is quit. So we'll see. I'll go with a fighter and see how that works. We'll see. Oop. I put my headphones on. There is sound. I was remembering correctly. Okay, there we go. That's a little easier to see what's going on around me. What other commands were there? Okay, that's interesting. That's heavy attack. That's light attack. That's sneak. There's a power up. It appears to be. Oop. There's people. Oop. Got hit there. Oop, and I died. We'll go with a tank, since that seems to be how I'm playing this. Does seem to have different clothing, so that's interesting. Weapon picked up. That's power 10, okay. And is this, this is Kung Fu up. Yeah. And let's see what that looks like. It's another weapon up. Select them, increase your damage. Weapon you have to pick up first, and then after that you're increasing your damage. That's HP. There's another weapon up. Go grab that. That's the map looking. Okay. Oop. Okay, we managed to kill him. I guess I should go grab that health up then. There we go. Oh, new item, high score. It seems the thing respawns there. That's a thing. I guess I'll need to be more careful about that. And, I guess with that you wouldn't be able to actually fully clear an area, I guess. Which is vaguely annoying, but neither here nor there. Let's grab the weapon up. Weapon up. Let's try to grab it before I aggro the dude. Oop, it looks like I managed to kill him in one shot. That's good. How's the map looking? There's some HP. There we go. It looks like it doesn't instantly heal you. It slowly ups your health. Which, actually, thinking about that, you probably can't see that very well. Let me move this down a bit. It'll cut off some of the screen below, but... Oh, right. There we go. Cut off some of the screen, but then you'll be able to see what's going on up there. Doing pretty good on the damage with my attack. There's another Kung Fu up, but... I think the pickup range should be increased a little bit on those. I can understand having to walk over it, but I thought I was, and I didn't. So maybe have just an area around it where it's like, yeah, you're picking it up. How am I doing Kung Fu damage-wise? Still doing better with my weapon attack. There's another HP up. Well, it's our healing item, I guess. Not really an HP up. Increase my max HP. It just heals me up to my... I don't know if it heals me up to my max or it just heals me up. It could be one or the other. Long hallway. This is an interesting dungeon generation. It looks like it does rooms that are the same depth, but different lengths side to side. Which is interesting. I think I'll continue this way. There's another weapon up. So we'll go grab that. There we go. I guess I'll just continue going this way. I think the rooms might be a little, or each tile might be a little too big. Does it keep track of items? I don't know. It takes a little too long for my taste to be going from one spot to another, but partly it's because I'm not really finding enemies. But that could just be because this is like the first level or something. Maybe it packs in more enemies as you go. Yeah. Alright, that's what we're doing. There's another weapon up anyway. There we go. Yeah, it looks like you have to be in exactly the right tile to pick them up. And I think that it'd be better if the tile it's in or any of the tiles directly adjacent to it. Just because that way it would be a little less finicky. Because the controls aren't exactly perfect. They're pretty good. I'm not going to complain too much about them. And they are intuitive enough. So that's not much of a problem. I wonder if picking up a healing item... No, okay, you can't even pick them up. Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. I guess I'd much rather not pick it up at all than have something happen where I go to pick it up and it picks up and nothing happens. I, of course, would prefer something like increasing my HP, but yeah, it happens. I think I'll stay in this room to see how far it goes. Just because I want to see what happens when you reach the edge of the map. Didn't quite reach the edge of the map. We'll keep going. Okay, yeah, it actually does have an edge. I was wondering if it would like just scroll the map or something. But it does actually have an edge to it. So that's good to know. I have to wonder what the I wonder if you can okay, the benefit of... Oh no, I'm managing to attack with it, so I don't know. I don't know if there's a particular advantage or disadvantage to one weapon over the other, just besides the obvious one, whichever you have more pickups for does more damage kind of thing. Also, where are the enemies? It's feeling like I left enemies behind a while ago. Which, for a brawler, as it advertises itself as, don't quite think this low count of enemies. Let's move on anyway. I don't even know if there's a real point to the game. It doesn't seem to be. I don't even know if there's levels. It could just be this is all there is. But since I don't know, I'll just keep looking. Eventually we'll find something. Or not, as the case may be. Definitely feel there should be more enemies at this point. But yeah, there's no question. It needs more enemies at this point. I'm just wandering around right now, picking up stuff. And none of it matters because I haven't found any enemies in a while. This continues. It's probably going to end up pretty low on the fun. It was interesting when we were fighting enemies, but just running around in this very nondescript area. What? What? That's kind of weird. Don't even know what that's supposed to be. I have no clue. So right now my goal is just getting to the corner to see if I find anything doing that. If not, I'll just continue around the outside. This continues on, just not being anything. I do want to give it a fair shake and give it a good hour. But if this continues on, this is not exactly interesting to play nor watch. Huh. Probably found a new room. Whatever. Actually, I should probably move my mouse out of the way in case it shows up in the recording. I've had that happen before. Okay, apparently my mouse stayed. There we go. Wait. Okay, yeah. It looks like it might be. I can actually see the room over there, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. This is about the perfect place for me to be running right now because it leaves the map basically in view. There we go. Yeah, I've just not finding anything. Definitely try to give it at least half an hour, but if this continues on, I'm gonna stop. I enjoyed the little first bit where there was some combat. It didn't feel very... I don't play brawlers often. And, I don't really know much about them. But I do know how they should feel. Because I played a number of the good ones. Not that I can remember the names off the top of my head, but I've played some that are basically people agree, yes, these are pretty good brawlers. And I appreciate the fact that the dev tried to make one. And it has promise because it's here, period. And it was in 7 days, even with the reusing of the character models and stuff, because honestly that's way beyond a 7-day roguelike. It's like, if you made your models for a 3D game in that amount of time, you're going a little above and beyond the Call of Duty. Or you have someone doing it for you, and even then, it's quite a thing. Also, I'm going to go back to the fact that it takes a little too long to walk around the place. I wouldn't mind so much if it wasn't for the fact that this is a random thing, so there's backtracking. It just takes too long to get places when you have to backtrack. Like that whole area up there, like, how long did that take me to get back onto searching new areas? I think the map generator for something like this should try to do a little bit more with getting things to wrap around on itself. Just because it's boring to backtrack. Or it's boring to have to turn around and backtrack. Also, no, okay. It felt like... Let's see. My keys apparently got messed up somehow. Okay, I'm holding... This is northwest I'm holding. Southeast. It seems like it flipped. Or, no, because I'm holding... Okay, it didn't flip. This I'm holding the... what key would that be? That'd be D. This is A, and instead of going left, it's going up. This is D, and instead of going right, it's going down. This is S, and instead of going down, it's going... Yeah, I can't continue playing it like that. Let's see if, exit from the mission. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, that's a thing. Oh, heal for 50. So it does... It's not a full heal. Generate a new world. Well, at least it's actually recording my movement or my keys correctly, or whatever was wrong with it. Oh, that's a health, right? Why did I think it was a fist? That's kind of odd. So as long as I'm crouching, it should... Nope. Oh, right, it respawned. The head looks weird. And I died. Okay. I think I'm going to stop playing it now. I explored so much that I actually found a glitch where it started reading my key presses wrong. And after a certain amount of time, enemies just stop appearing. And including what I played when I first started up to try to get a handle of it. Yeah, I think I have enough to go on. So, since there isn't music here, I guess I don't have to go away. And the start screen looks nice enough. Really simple buttons that all work. The clouds look nice enough. But let's open up the review page for Airship Dragoon. Get over here to tell me all the things I need to know. Rating system, there we go. I can fill in right now, but completeness. This is a tough one. I'm not sure how I want to rate completeness. I feel like I want 1 because it looks like it's missing a lot of stuff. Like, the rooms are completely textureless blue ground with white lines, and there's no walls or anything. There's the brawling doesn't feel responsive enough. And I found the bug where it misreads the controls. On the other hand, I didn't have it crash. While it doesn't feel like it has enough features, it definitely feels like they released something they were at least halfway happy with. And they got farther than I would expect for something like that. And it's definitely missing polish and has notable bugs. I think I'm going to give it a 2 because while there is some stuff that I'm like, they probably wanted some texture for the floor, they probably wanted better brawling and everything. They're obviously missing in the sense that I hope they were planning to add it. But overall, it's stable, runs. It doesn't feel feature complete, but it's missing some polish, and it has a noticeable bug if you play long enough. But other than that, it's not buggy as in lots of bugs, and it doesn't crash a lot. It didn't crash at all. It might have some obviously missing features, but overall, more things from a 2 completeness than a 1. And this aesthetics, this one, yes. Oh, and since I forgot to mention last video review and this one before I started, the scores are 1 to 3. I generally go over what the categories I'm expecting, like in completeness. A 1 would be buggy crashes and obviously missing features. A 2 is stable, runs, feels feature complete but missing polish, or has noticeable bugs. And a 3 would be polished and practically bug-free. You'll note that none of those levels actually said anything about being bug-free. Because, I bet you could probably do it on a small project like you'd get from a 7-day roguelike. It's not something you really get in programming, period. And now for the aesthetics, a 1 would be confusing colors, symbols, or graphics and incomprehensible controls. A 2 would be good colors and text icon choice with controls that are intuitive. And a 3 would be excellent look and UI that supports the gameplay fluidity. The place where I'm getting this all from is there's a Google Doc for the reviewers that has the work units, which is I signed up for the work unit that contains this game, the previous review of Fragility, and the next review I'll be doing, which is Rogue Pachinko. And you do the 3, and then you grade it in this place by the things. Anyway, I think that I'm going to go with a 2. It didn't have much texture beyond the blue ground, but it made the enemies stand out enough, and everything worked. So overall, the controls worked. There was a bug that made them not work, but it's Wasta. It's got a crouch move and a shift attack. It's relatively average controls. About the only thing that wasn't quite intuitive enough was the fact that the heavy attack was the shift on the right. I would have made it the shift on the left. And honestly, with that, you'd be able to play it one-handed, which would be another nice thing. But, neither here nor there. On to fun. This one really tears at me because I had fun when I was fighting enemies. The problem is, the majority of my time, I wasn't fighting enemies. After a bit, they disappeared, and that is another thing that feels like a bug. I'm not sure. It might just not spawn them after a certain distance, or there might be a limit to how many enemies it can have. So, I'll probably label that more under the bug category, but this is just how fun it is. And with the fact that the combat isn't responsive enough, the running is slower than I'd prefer, and just everything else just kind of comes it out meh. So I'm going to give this a 1, which 1 is skip this one. It has promise. It has a whole lot of promise. And they did it in 7 days, and I don't think I could have done it in 7 days. Very few people probably could have. depending on what kind of resources they have in libraries to help them code, because it is a 3D game, an actual 3D, not isometric or anything. So, while it has a 1 for fun, and I don't think you should necessarily play it from a technological standpoint and just programming overall, it's an interesting idea, and it was worth their time to program it. It was worth my time to score it and review it. I just don't really see it being something people would want to play for fun. And now we have innovation. This one's hard because, let's see. Does the game bring new ingredients to the table, never before seen mechanics, weird twists on traditional elements? I think I'm going to score this a 1. But I also want to score it a 3. My problem is, for a roguelike, it's relatively innovative. But we'll get onto that later. For a brawler, it's just hack slash whatever. And I think since I'm going to give it a 1. It doesn't have enough to differentiate it from a brawler, which it advertises itself as. So I'll go with what they say. And as a brawler, it's not very innovative. Now for scope, actually no, I'm going to skip to roguelikeness, or as I've been calling it. Actually, I can't remember. I think it's whatever. Roguelikeness, whatever. I'm going to skip to this one. This one is the least like a score and more like, here are 3 things it can be, just choose one. A 3 is it's a roguelike. I've played a number of those. It's pretty interesting that a good number that I've played actually haven't been quite as roguelike as I thought they'd be, but neither here nor there. Most of the ones that haven't been a 3 have been a 2 for me, and that represents a roguelike, which may have significant... Okay, there we go. Phone was ringing. But yeah, a roguelike may have significant roguelike features, but doesn't play like a traditional roguelike. This would cover a bunch of stuff like Binding of Isaac and stuff. They're roguelike-likes. And a 1. It has no significant roguelike features or plays nothing like a roguelike. I think I'm going to give this a 1. Because, like an innovative, like I said, for a roguelike, it would be innovative. I don't feel this is a roguelike. It's a brawler. It has a random dungeon generation, which is interesting. It has permadeath, which, is interesting. But random dungeon and permadeath does not a roguelike make. They're important features of a roguelike, but this just doesn't feel like one. It's a very good game for what it is. 7 days to make a 3D brawler, even reusing assets from a previous game, that's something. That's a good something. And that'll bring us back to scope, which is how ambitious was it, and what is in, not what was planned. I'm going to put a 2. What you would expect from a 7-day roguelike. 1 would be an on the screen, and a 3 would be beyond what you think could be done in 7 days. The only caveat I have for this score of 2 is it's not what I expect from a 7-day roguelike, it's what I expect from a 7-day brawler. But, hey, the 7 days to do what we've seen, that's pretty decent. And yeah, with that, I'm going to be finishing up this video. Was it worth my time? Not necessarily. I played about a half hour total, including when I was figuring out how it worked before I started recording. Was it worth reviewing? Yes, it definitely was. So, while I don't think people should necessarily go out to play it, I do think it was worth my time to review. So, yeah, this is Akhier Dragonheart, and I'm signing off.